Here I'm going to demonstrate how to install the Commando air through stock with the internal gas line on your Tippmann X7. The tools that you're going to need is going to be a 3/32 Allen wrench and a 1/8 Allen wrench. We're first going to start off by removing the push pins that hold your end cap on. You're going to want to make sure that your gun is not in the recocked position. So just make sure that if it is, you can pull the trigger, dry fire that shot, and make sure there's no spring tension on the end cap. Now that there's no spring tension on the end cap, we can remove our push pins for the end cap. And we're going to remove the end cap along with the drive spring and the guide pin. Set that off to the side. Then we're going to remove the other push pins, push pin for your tombstone, and the push pin for the front of the grip. From there, your grip frame will drop down. You will also want to remove your magazine. Set that off to the side. From there, we'll have to remove the mag well. Once you removed your mag well, you can pull your tombstone and gas line assembly out of the X7. We'll set this off to the side. Now for the installation of the air through tombstone. You'll see that there's an orifice on the front. You're going to want to make sure that faces towards the back of the gun or marker, towards the back of the stock. You're going to insert that into your X7 marker. You're going to put your push pin back in. From there, we're going to move to the internal gas line. This is where we're going to install the new air through gas line. You're going to want to insert the shorter end of the gas line into the tombstone and then just kind of tip it until it falls in its place. You'll see how it just kind of curves with the gun. There's actually another piece right here. You can see how it kind of protrudes a little bit, but it goes with that curve. And then you have the longer section in the back here. That's going to go into your air through stock. From there, we're going to install the gas through stock. Before doing that, you want to make sure that you put your drive spring and your guide pin in the back of the rear bolt into the rear bolt insert. You're then going to want to make sure that you get your guide pin into the center of the stock, while also trying to align the gas line itself. Then from there, you have your stock on. We can move back to the mag well. Remove the mag well from the gas line. I'm going to put our magazine well back on. You want to make sure that the back end of your mag well is in line with the receiver to help ensure that you can put your grip frame back on. From there, we're going to remove our gas line. Use our 7/16 wrench to remove that gas line. Once we have that removed, we can discard that. We'll slide our grip frame back onto the marker. You want to use one of the stock push pins for the front of the grip. And then we also have two new pins that are not push pins. You can see the length difference between the pins, and they are also threaded for a screw on the back side. These are to help ensure that, for whatever reason, if your push pins were to break, your air through stock would not come off the back of the gun. So we'll put the short one in the top. and the longer one in the back. You also may need a mallet to help push the pins all the way through. They will fit pretty tight. Now that they're all the way through, we can flip it over and we can thread the screws into the back side of the pin. I usually just do this by hand just to get them started. And then once you get them in there, you can just kind of snug them down by hand. And then we'll use our Allen wrenches to actually tighten them. The 1/8 Allen wrench is going to be on the left hand side, and your 3/32 is going to be on the right hand side of the marker. From there, you're just going to want to tighten them up, just holding one end and then turning the other, just like I'm doing here. And just make sure they're snug. They don't have to be really tight. And then from there, set those off to the side. You'll reinstall your magazine. Last but not least, you can also remove the elbow that's on the bottom side, or the tank adapter, which I usually like to remove the tank adapter. I've seen people leave the tank adapters on, but I prefer to remove them. You're going to do that using your 1/8 Allen wrench. You're going to remove the screw completely. Remove your tank adapter, set that off to the side, discard that. And then we're going to put the screw back in. Just make sure it's nice and snug. And that completes the installation of the Tippmann Commando air through stock.